it was so nice to see them there on the evening at the Tate. I think that was super. I've always said about Al's pictures that he ought to have a massive exhibition entitled Were You There? And then do a big spread in the paper so that the other people in his pictures can come and see them, just as these two young girls did.
We never thought we would see the photograph again.
I didn't. I was shocked.
Yeah, so it was a real surprise when it turned up in the Tate.
They tell a story, don't they? This tells a story. If the police had to catch a bad guy, they caught the right bad guy.
The resentment towards the police was growing and growing and growing until it snapped. You had to defend the front line. And so many of us were kind of shunted up here to defend the places where we used to go bluesing and partying on the front lines. That's where the battle commenced, really.
But what black people in Britain are struggling about is they're struggling against police brutality. That's a massive issue.
Then we use demonstration as the key way of pushing our message across that we need equality, we need justice.
We called a demonstration and the police deliberately. We were going and I was to make a speech at every police station, Notting Hill, Notting Dale, and come back around to Harrow Road. And when we were coming up to go Harrow Road, they sandwiched the demonstration deliberately, and the fighting broke out.
No, but don't forget, it was an era now where we had a lot of what you call police brutality. A lot of people were stitched up, and sometimes we had to fight back.
If you don't have courage, you have nothing.
There was a lot of tension in society. People had been coming here for the Windrush time, and there was more and more people that were coming. And we'd gone through a kind of recession in the 70s where there was high unemployment. There was all sorts of upheaval at the time.
I wasn't commissioned to do it, and it's the first time our history has been told by our people. You know, usually they have the Sunday Times and somebody who comes into an area and they think they know everything about the area, you know? And they show us, half of the time they show us in a very degrading way, like drug addicts or this and hustlers and pimps and all that. Something scandalous, yeah? And this is what I've done it growing up as part of our history and to correct history.
Black is beautiful. This has changed because black people are aware, and white people are aware of it too, because white people now want natural wigs. They want wigs like this. Dig it? Isn't it beautiful? All right. Black is beautiful. Free good. Said I want you free. Free good.
When I first saw this picture, I just thought, wow. The first thing that struck me was like, oh my gosh, look at that healthy hair.
We have influenced British culture, fashion here, from the 60s with the Rude Boys, you know, the mods, the skinheads, the 70s, the whole sound system culture. We influenced all of that. So, you know, on the street, we are the kings and queens, basically. Our language, our style, the way we walk, and here is a very important part of that.
For those of you old enough to remember the 70s and the iconic image of Kevin Keegan, who was England's top footballer of the mid-70s, he had this proper serious afro.
For me, this picture, there's two levels at which I'm looking at it, and one is, you know, I appreciate that it is from the 70s, and so I kind of am aware of the politics that is connected to that image and to the power of the afro. But then in some respects as well, I look at it and I think this could be from yesterday.
Vandenberg was a very respected commercial photographer in America, and he gave all that up and dedicated the rest of his life taking pictures of happy people for no money at all. He was a poor man when he died, and he was a poor man when he started taking those pictures.